Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. Once in a while, I come across an article about something I consider bizarre and it has to do with relationships, and I share that here on channel today and throw in my thoughts on that. And no different today here on Love Beyond the Sea. This is about being a throuple. It's a question to dear Abby. I want to ask my married friends if we can be a throuple, Throuple. And NewYorkPost.com for this. Wow, so many things, people living in different houses but being married in separate beds, and done videos on open marriages and all kinds of bizarre alternatives or aberrations to good old marriage. Now, this one isn't quite as extreme, but still, it looks to me like being a throuple has some issues. So it says, dear Abby is asked, I'm a woman in my early 50s who has been through 2 divorces. This may make me sound like a bad person, but I'm really nice and quite conservative. I just make poor choices when it comes to men. A few years ago, I met a woman I have become good friends with. She's happily married. She and her husband are empty nesters like I am. We often socialize. When we do, there's definite chemistry between the 3 of us. Hopefully that will last me the whole video here. I've recently heard of the concept of a throuple, which is consenting adults living together as any couple would, except there are 3 rather than 2. I can't help but wonder whether my friend, her husband, and I might make a good throuple. This is not a case of rushing into something. We have known each other for several years and have established trust and compatibility. What do you think about a throuple? Some people have given up on marriage today, and maybe they just decide to give up altogether or find some weird way to kind of simulate marriage, but it's not really marriage. And here you've got a couple, married couple, maybe they would even be willing to accept this offer to be a throuple. But, she's trying to satisfy relationship needs in a situation that should be met with marriage. But this here would be involving her life with another couple, making it a throuple. And I can see that being really disappointing to her, because she would be probably very jealous of things that she sees from the married couple, which isn't going to make her feel any better about her situation. It might seem great at first to have somebody for companionship with. However, the wife comes first of the man's husband for her husband. She said she's good friends with both of them, but if I'm married to someone and my wife has this third person involved, just for friendship, no. Life is busy enough with work, and right now my wife is going to school here for another year. I'd like to see her more. I kind of have to give some of that up this year. And when she has time, I want her to spend it with me. There should be no competition between me and this, I'll call it third wheel, because you know what I'm talking about, the other woman, making it a throuple. She's not going to get my wife's time. That goes to me first. She's also going to be see what she's missing out on if that relationship between the married couple is good, and she's just going to be disappointed because she's just going to be reminded of her 2 divorces and what went wrong. And I don't see it being a good thing for her. I can also see that third person kind of being in the way. Now, my mother, this is not the same situation, but my mother lives with us. That was our choice. I mean, her choice too. We talked it all out. And this is something you see in the Philippines, and it's a way to honor your father and mother. And so I thought, well, okay, But, there's some concerns, for my mother. What if we're arguing and she's not going to she's going to be uncomfortable if Isa and I are arguing, having words. And, maybe she just kind of would tend to say, well, I want things done this way, and maybe my wife doesn't. So you get that extra person in there, and I can just see it causing issues. Now, in the case of your parent, that's a totally different thing. The expectations are different than in what they're describing, but I just don't like it. And so I just want to say that no matter all of these things to try to simulate and emulate marriage, they're not marriage. I met my wife online, married her in 54 days. I wanted somebody to be involved with for the rest of my life and go all in, be all in and go all out. How about that? And it served me well. And we spend our time on our marriage, and I hope it lasts forever. We don't want anybody else to get involved. It would not be an improvement whatsoever for us, and could actually be a problem and a distraction. We've been married 7 years, 8 months, got married in less than 8 weeks, very, very fast. I don't recommend that to you or anybody else, but at least we are married and still the old-fashioned part of a couple. And here on Love Beyond the Sea, that's what I'm always going to be about, is marriage. It's a pro-marriage, Filipina-friendly channel. And the things that I'm talking about here in 1,300 some videos are about marriage. So that will continue to be the case. I don't like the idea of a throuple. Let me know what you think about that here on Love Beyond the Sea.